All right, hi everybody. This is Greg Helm, and I'm going to do a little video today on negotiation, standpoint of being a for sale by owner, and you're going to be negotiating with your buyers. And there are six common mistakes that you can make when you're negotiating. And I'm going to go through them real quick and then go back in detail and make, provide more information on each one of them. Common negotiating mistake number one, not learning the other party's motivation. Common negotiating mistake number two, meeting in the middle. Common negotiating mistake number three, talking too much. Common negotiating mistake number four, making the first move. Common negotiating mistake number five, letting your ego get involved. And last, common negotiating mistake number six, failing to take the time on the counteroffer, another rushing it too much and showing too much eagerness. Anyway, going back to one. This gets back to the price point of the property. Price isn't the only reason people buy. They buy for emotion. They see the home and they see how they can place themselves in that home. And can I live there? Is it going to serve my needs and for my family and so on? And it's feature set, type of things. It has a nice pool, screened-in pool, and so on. But then you have, there are other points too, like, why do the buyers buy the home? I mentioned that earlier. Where are they moving from? Are they staying in the area? To stay in the school district for their kids. How does the home compare to other homes in the area? Meeting in the middle is never a good strategy. If a home was on the market, let's say for $240,000, tentative buyers make an offer for $220,000, and the seller's agent tells the seller to hold off and have the buyer come back with a better offer. The buyer come back with a middle offer of $235,000, and after more negotiations, the seller agrees to let it go on at $237,000. So what can you take away from this? Well, it comes down to not meeting in the middle, and instead give 10 to 20% and let the other guy give 50%. Don't put all your cards on the table like that. Anyway, moving on to three, talking too much. Don't tell the buyers or their agent your life story. Stick to the facts. And don't. When you're in the market, you say if the buyer is willing to pay the market value for the home. What if the buyer is willing to pay the market value for the home? It says that seller just lost all his equity. When a buyer asks why you are selling, answer without giving away any extra information. You can say, "Oh, we would be moving to, say, like Omaha, for example, or whatever place you're moving to." You don't need to say much more than that, and don't tell them you have a job transfer. Don't like I said, don't let them see your cards. Don't play your cards. If they know your job, if you're in a job transfer, they're probably going to read into that you're more motivated than they think you are to move. That actually you're more motivated, and you give that away to the buyers. Don't do that. Making the first move. Most buyers will ask you what your bottom line is. What is the minimal price that you'll take for for your home, and don't fall for that. If you already made the first move by setting the price for your home initially, tell the buyers you need to think it over and get back to them. Then ask them what they think about your home. If they tell you you can determine if they tell you can determine their motivation to buy your home. After that, ask them what they are thinking of offering on your home. This rule is important because in some negotiations, you might offer more at the beginning than the other party is willing to accept. Uh, Here's an example. A person I know was trying to buy some equipment. He thought the best price he could get was $1,500, but he was willing to pay up to $2,000. He asked the seller what he wanted for the items. The seller responded that he didn't know what he wanted. He offered to pay $1,500, and the seller accepted it. Later, the buyer learned that the seller had been desperate and had expected only $800 $1,000. If the seller had mentioned a low opening price first, the buyer would have saved $500. So that applies to making his first move, but don't do it. Basically, you want to play it from the buyer's side. Don't let them lock you into a price on this from the being the seller on the seller side. Moving forward, letting your ego get involved. Okay, what is your final goal? You want to sell your property quickly for top dollar, obviously, and you want to keep that goal in mind during the entire negotiation. Don't let it slip. You know, I have seen people kill a potential top dollar sale simply because they didn't like the buyer, um, or the buyer started negotiations with a lowball offer, and the seller got offended. Most lowball offers can be negotiated to a higher price, so don't let your emotions play into that, or have them try to do that to you. Try to you know put you on edge like that. Just ignore it. Just let it flow off of you. Some buyers have a big ego and they think they are great negotiators when they aren't. Their definition of a great negotiator: someone with a big ego who tells people off and walks around like they own the world. They think being abrasive and rude will get them a better deal. They throw around the take it or leave it offers. Well, I got news for you. If they're going to be like that, find yourself another buyer. I can tell from personal experience, most buyers are willing to pay more than their take it or leave it offer. I mean that's proven. Keep the good negotiations going, even when you're a little unclear with what they are doing. I have seen home sellers tell off of a buyer who said something rude. That buyer might have bought the house. The buyer actually might be a very nice person. More satisfied than telling them off. Okay, moving on to step six. Don't take time on the counter offer. This is don't rush the thing again. Often you will be pressured to reply right away to an offer. Buyers are impatient, and if they really like your house, they will wait. They will want an immediate answer. But do not. But do you know what else that means? They are probably willing to pay more for your property, and that's something you have to be aware of. Take the time to think and consider consulting a real estate expert. Have you been able to find out any information on the buyers? Use that to put yourself in the buyer's shoes. A little space and an objective third party will lead to a more effective decision making outcome in your best interest. So, last but not least, points to memory, summary. Try to discover the buyer's motivation while not talking too much about about your motivation to sell. Never automatically meet in the middle. Don't let your ego interfere with negotiating. Avoid making the first move on price. Lowball and take it or leave it offers are rarely firm and can often be negotiated upward. And last, don't be pressured into hasty decisions or counters. So that's all I have today. If you have any questions and that you have for me, just call me at 407-314-8919. You can text me at that same number.